that. So I wanted to do, another episode talking about the Devin Haney versus Lomachenko fight. There's a lot of controversy that's going on. A lot of people think that Lomachenko won, but why do they think they won? If people are saying that it's a close fight, why at this in the same breath are we talking about a robbery? Okay, nobody is giving Devin Haney credit, and here's why. All right, here's why a lot of people believe that Devin Haney lost. First of all, I want to start by the media. The media never gave Loma a chance, and that was by design. What did they do? They basically stripped Lomachenko down from greatness to being old, to being vintage. They wanted to say that Lomachenko was a shell of himself. They didn't want to give Lomachenko the credit that he is a still a great fighter. So when they basically did that, what happened was they put Devin Haney in a position to where either he washed Lomachenko or he didn't do a good job versus Lomachenko. So when they dwindled Lomachenko down to nothing, right? That basically put Devin Haney in a position to where he had to dominate Lomachenko. And like I said, that was simply by design. He did not win that fight. I know a lot of people want to believe that. The difference is we don't give moral victories. He did better than what the media said he would do. He did better than what other people said he would do, and he, put on a great performance. But that doesn't mean just because he outlived everybody's expectations, because they were trying to say that he was the smaller guy, and they're trying to say that he's old and all this other stuff. That doesn't mean that he isn't the better fighter. You feel what I'm saying? So in a nutshell of everything, basically Lomachenko did not win, but he has moral victory according to everybody else, right? And here's the thing. That's why it's a one of those things. Be careful what you wish for, because the judge that they claim, cheated, which I disagree that he actually won the 10th round, right? Which one of the judges had it a 10-9 round for Devin Haney. That was not the case, right? That wasn't a true accurate score. We know that. But here's the thing that a lot of people are missing. Lomachenko wasn't just being outclassed. Lomachenko was only fighting in spurts. He wasn't fighting for the whole duration of the match, right? Devin Haney has already put in his work. All he needed was a couple of rounds outside of the 6th round, and he ended up getting that. So a lot of people don't understand, the point of boxing. Yes, Lomachenko, he was, doing a great job hitting Devin Haney. When Devin Haney was coming in and trying to hit him for the body, he was feinting. He was hitting him with the left, especially later in the rounds, right? Quite frequently and easily, right? But what I believe is that basically Devin Haney was investing into the body early, which end up, you know, um panning out for the long run. Now, if Lomachenko, right? If Lomachenko would have stayed on the gas, right, for the 12th round, then we probably be having a different discussion, right? But that wasn't the case. Lomachenko decided to take a break, and then he lost the 12th round, and I believe that was the deciding factor. So when I say that I believe that Devin Haney won, here are the rounds. They are all debatable, except for when Lomachenko won. He won decisively. There was no question, which was the 10th and 11th round, right? There was no debate. There were no swing rounds when it came to that. That's why I say when the judge had it 10-9 for Devin Haney, I was basically confused. I was baffled, right? I couldn't understand why would somebody, like, literally, why would somebody cheat them like that, right? What's up, coach? Why would somebody cheat another fighter out of a round that was clearly won by Lomachenko, right? Now, why are people saying that it's a robbery? And here are some of the reasons why I feel, right, that it's feel that it wasn't a robbery, but here is some of the reasons why people do feel like it's a robbery. All right, first of all, um like I said, the media, what they did was they stripped Lomachenko down to being a shell of himself and nothing, right? They said, hey, Lomachenko's old. He's a smaller fighter. We don't know if he still got it, right? Devin Haney is the younger, aggressive fighter. And, so he's going to basically wash Lomachenko because he's old. So they already put it out there in the mindset. So Lomachenko never have shown age, right? Just like Floyd Mayweather, he never shown that he was older or not able to fight. But when they looked at it, they said, okay, now all we got to do is make Lomachenko go in there and do what Lomachenko does. Everybody in their mother know that Lomachenko was going to go and put on a great performance as well. But with the media, saying that they're not going to do nothing, and boxers saying and putting, high expectations onto Devin Haney, and Devin Haney wasn't able to dominate in the fashion that he believed, or the public or the masses believe that Devin Haney should have, dominated in. Now that means that since Devin Haney did not put on a display that we thought he should, that means that he lost because Lomachenko did better than we actually expected. So by default, he should win just because he did better than what he expected. See, what a lot of people are not realizing is that boxing is a 12-round sport. So you can literally, right, get outclassed. I can hit you maybe 500 times, right? And then in one round, you can hit me 500 times and you can hit me 600 times. That don't mean that you're going to win, even if you have more punches than me, because one round is just you mean that you won in that particular round. That don't mean that you actually won the fight because you hit the person more. It's based on rounds. Devin Haney, in my opinion, won 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 12. That's the one that I gave. Those are the rounds that I gave to him. Now, I believe that a rematch should happen because when there are disputes in this way, when we talk about Andre Ward, we talk versus Kovalev, we talk about um, Floyd Mayweather versus Castillo. We talk about Floyd Mayweather versus Madonna. We talk about who else? The Charlo brothers, Jamel Charlo with Castano, right? When there too much uncertainty, ambiguity, we gotta run it back. We gotta run it back. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they should run it back. But here's the problem. Are you really getting the best Devin Haney, right? A person that is actually a little bit of weight drain, right? You can see it. You see his bones versus, when you see Lomachenko look good, right? He looks fit, muscular, right? You don't see his bones. But when Devin Haney has to get fit and lose weight, cut into his body mass, water weight and all that stuff, you can see him. You can see his ribs. You know what I'm saying? So are we actually getting a fight, with a person, with both of the fighters actually being at their best? Those are the questions that we need to ask. Because personally, before this fight happened, one of the things that I was saying was, I believe that Devin Haney should move up after this fight. I said this at the weigh-in, because the man looked sick. And just because he's able to rehydrate, right, doesn't mean that he's still not weakened, because of all of the body mass and stuff that he had to cut in order to make this this fight in this weight. So I think that they should have it at 140 or at a catch weight like 130, maybe 138 or something like that. Still for the undisputed. It still can be for the 135, right? But I just don't believe that Devin Haney should be, fighting Vasil Lomachenko at 135 again. It just doesn't make sense to me, if you ask me. You know, um, but I think both fighters put on a great display. But Lomachenko did what he always does, which is he start very late, he comes on late, makes his opponent quit, have those angles, fatigue people mentally. He just wasn't able to do that versus Devin Haney. But like I said, certain people need to, he says, when you lose some body mass, you also lose some muscle mass. Exactly. you know so a lot of people are not factoring those things in. You got to factor those things in, because when Canelo fought, I believe it was Cesar Chavez Jr., right? Had him, I think, at a catch weight, and the guy looked sick. And you can tell when Canelo Alvarez was hitting the gentleman, he was buckling, he was folding. He wasn't as strong. So when you get somebody at a disadvantage, of course, you're going to do better. You're definitely going to do better. So, but one thing that I want people to get out of their head is that Devin Haney is just the bigger player, the bigger fighter. Devin Haney is a great fighter. Lomachenko is a great fighter. But here's why I don't, buy the excuse that Devin Haney is the bigger fighter or whatever. Here's why. When it came to Gilmer Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko was visibly, undoubtedly the bigger fighter, but that wasn't brought up. You see what I'm saying? Lomachenko has had a history of fighting bigger opponents that was always bigger than him, like Campbell. He fought him, had a little bit of trouble, but he found out, what this person had to offer, and then he was able to make the adjustments. Then he got him out of here. What about when he fought Nakatani, or when he fought other fighters, right? That was visibly bigger than them. So when the media was saying that, they were putting in a bunch of excuses, and when he exceeded everybody's expectations, they credit that to him actually winning. Who else? Who they said? Who are some of the fighters that they said lost? Excuse me. They said Tank Davis lost to Issa Cruz. They said Floyd Mayweather lost to Maidana. They said Floyd Mayweather lost to Pacquiao. They said Floyd Mayweather lost to Castillo. They said that they said that who else lost? Oh, Jamel Charlo lost to Castano, right? Because when these fighters come in, they come in with little to no expectations of actually winning the fight. So when that person does better, then what they actually expect, that means that the fighter that we thought should have won actually lost. Because, morally, we think that he did a better job. He hit this fighter more times than what he used to getting hit by. So we can't go by moral judgment. We can't go by, based on who we like. We just gotta be a fan of boxing. That's why I said I'm a fan. Like I'm a person that likes Devin Haney. I'm a person that likes Loma, right? But I'm a boxing fan first. So when you become a boxing fan first, that means that you're looking for the science of boxing. You're looking for, people that actually display the things in boxing that it takes to actually win. We talk about body punches. We talking about the jabs. We talking about the hooks. We talking about, the way that you score points, right? It's not based on you hitting somebody's gloves, because I can honestly say with Lomachenko, a lot of those punches were just they looked it good, but they were actually not connecting. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at it, and I went back. I did a lot of in slow motion and stuff like that. Man, I'm telling you, they need to rematch. That's all I'm gonna say. They need to rematch. Like I said, I think the method needs to apply that people always say when it's a champion. If you ain't do enough, and if there's some indecisiveness, right? The belts go back to the champion. That has been a unspoken rule as long as I've been watching boxing, right? It should go back to the champion. But a lot of times, man, people don't understand that, you know, um, boxing is literally it's a game of techniques. You have to literally, I'll say, you have to literally, be displaying aggression. You have to literally be hitting a person. You can't like hit a person in the shoulder and expect a point to count. You can't hit a person in the gloves. You see what I'm saying? So I'll say this, man. The reason most people, and I'm gonna say this in closing, the reason most people feel like Devin Haney lost is because Devin Haney, for once, had to bite down and dig deep to basically pull off that last round, and he got hit way more than he has ever got hit. But what a lot of people are ignoring is the fact that Devin Haney invested into Loma body, and he was intentional about that. And then you had a person like Crawford who not acknowledging that. Why? I'm gonna say this, just to put this on people's mind. Crawford wasn't okay with the body. He felt like Lomachenko won, but why did he feel like Lomachenko won, even though Devin Haney was investing in the body very heavily early? Because that's Errol Spence. See, Terrence Crawford is a person, he doesn't go to the body as much, but Errol Spence is a person that digs into the body. He invests into the body. So if I can get other judges to not acknowledge that the body work that I'm putting in doesn't actually count and not to count it, then I will, then I will be okay. I will be good. But that's what Devin Haney did. A lot of people didn't acknowledge that, but a lot of people don't understand, boxing as well. So, was it a robbery? I don't understand how we can say that there's a robbery if we literally saying that it's a close fight. That's my only thing. He says, yes, Devin won. I wanted Loma to win, to be fair, but Haney invested early. Then Loma came strong, second rounds, but not spectacular. So, see, this is somebody that's fair. He's not going off of, just the person that he liked, because when you're investing, right, into the body, and the gentleman Mr. Bless, I know he knows boxing, and here's why: because he understood the art of boxing, right? We got to understand the art. See, a lot of times, man, we bring a lot of fans who are new to the sport of boxing, and then we go off what looks good. But what looks good is not always what's transpiring. So punching somebody in the face is what look good, right? Hitting to the body is not what we are naturally seeing, but we used to seeing somebody getting punched in the face. So if Devin Haney is getting punched in the face way more than Loma is, right? Even though Loma has some marks and stuff on his face, most of Devin Haney punches was to the body. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I definitely think that it's a rematch that should be warranted. I wouldn't be mad if I see the Devin Haney versus Tank Davis, but I definitely want to see, I definitely want to see that rematch. You know what I'm saying? But man, thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all new to the channel, man, please subscribe. Just looking to grow, and your support is necessary. So yeah, man, stay tuned to the next one. But that's all I got for this one.